Each brick represents somebody, some child that was lost.
All these bricks here represent kids that lived. And I think that's what we have to remember, that they lived, not that they died.
In my dreams, you are alive and well, precious child.
1 out of every 5 families will lose a child at some point in their lives, so it touches a lot of people.
In my mind, I see you clear as a bell, precious child, precious child. In my soul, there is a hole.
I think of this place as a place for people to come and heal. It's okay to talk about our kids. Kyle was killed in the accident.
He's gone physically, but he's always going to be in here. And I'm always going to be able to walk out here and see that his name here he lived. And my hope is that he's never forgotten.
I've got a video of her in the womb, yawning and sucking her thumb. It's just the sweetest thing you've ever seen. And 4 weeks later, she was dead. We had an emergency C-section. She arrived with a number of different problems. And 2 days later, I had to make the decision to take her off life support. Just a great hole, a great chasm opened in our lives. I had her wedding planned. I was thinking I'd be able to walk her down the aisle. I had plans for her future before she was here on earth. And in her being sick, all those plans were taken away. And that left an emptiness in me that I found some solace in filling with the Angel of Hope project. We formulated this plan that a statue was available through a gentleman named Richard Paul Evans, who had written a book called The Christmas Box.
The angel came about. The angel statue in Salt Lake City actually did exist at one time. It was an angel over the grave of a little girl. The original angel statue was destroyed by flooding about 20 years ago. After the book came out, I realized that parents who had lost children were going to the cemetery looking for the grave. When I realized this, I took my first meager profits from my book and I rebuilt the statue.
Remember when we first got together, and this was back in February of 2001, we wanted to have this angel, and we wanted to bring the Angel of Hope to the community, but we didn't really know where we would put her,
right,
and what we should surround her with. It started with this drawing of yours. It was just something about that design that folks felt like it just really seemed to work.
And so if you look at the plan, you might see an angel, or a baby in a womb, or a baby in being held by its mother. And that was really unintentional, but it was a good result of just how we designed it.
The 2 brick walls here, they almost kind of form like wings or arms and reach out, so that when people come inside, they feel that sense of
in an embrace.
Yeah, being taken into an embrace and being protected. You know,
symbolism, right.
Kind of build into this.
It's a very intentional path leading, but not a straight path. And another symbolism that people have come up with is that our lives aren't straight after we lose a child. And so that fit in very well.
Yeah.
I talk to groups, and I was the architect, but I'm also a bereaved parent. And so it's really an extra connection. Christian and Christopher were twins that were born at 20 weeks. We're still born on Christmas Day. And so Christmas now has a completely different meaning. And then a year later, Nathaniel was in the hospital bed, and he was just over a pound. He was at 21 weeks, and so he was lived for 1 hour and 45 minutes, and his heart beat. And so all 3 of them we got to hold, and we could say goodbye. I did this for my sons. It is very special that they're represented here.
We started with 5 bricks, 6 bricks in the walkway. We're up to 400 now. And these bricks allow people to memorialize their child in another way than just going to a gravesite.
For about 2.5 years, I visited the cemetery every day. And I think the cemetery captures what it's like to go through grief at first. You're thinking about the last, the end. There's a saying that Scott and I sometimes use, that we can cry because they're gone, or smile because they were. And I think the garden is the smile because they were, where the cemetery is the cry because they're gone.
To me, the grave symbolizes everything that was wrong with Emily, because that's where she's finally resting. I can come here and think about all the positive aspects of how her short life impacted my life.
You come out here, you see the flowers blooming, it's a new opening, a new awakening. And I don't always think of the sad memories when I come out here. I think of Kyle's smile, the fun times. You know, it's a transition that takes a long time. You know, we don't just wake up one morning and say, okay, I'm not going to think about him as being gone anymore. It's a gradual progression.
Yeah, it's rough at the bottom, and then it's a little bit less rough, and then smooth, and then the angel on top, and that's really symbolizing how our journeys of grief, that it's really tough at the beginning, and then it gets a little better, and it gets a little better.
And too often people want to say, okay, 6 months, let's get on with it. Well, that's not the case. This is a place where we can always come and always remember. It's never going to be normal for any of us again. We have to find a new normal.
We can come together, and we can hold together, and we can become better, and we can heal each other. This angel statue will not heal anyone. It's bronze. It's just metal. But it's a chapel, it's a symbol. And we need symbols.
If you'll see on the right side of the angel, the right wing, you'll see the word hope is actually there.
It's actually in her wings. I think we've got at least half a dozen different places where he kind of wrote hope.
The way hope fits into this is, the hope is that we can carry on, that we can carry on their memory. It's almost like the angel is here, and people are dropping gifts to their children that the children can't receive, but in some way know are here. Butterflies seem to be a big theme. Angels, flowers.
Found notes tucked into the brick, the cuts or the grooves here in the bricks, written by a mom or a dad.
We just celebrated Emily's 7th birthday. Now, of course, she's not here, but we came out and placed a rose on her brick and spent some time sitting on the benches and reminiscing.
They're going to be with us forever. And that goes for siblings too. I mean, they were sisters and brothers, and they're going to be sadly missed, but we still have to have a place, and we have the right to talk about them and keep their memories alive.
It's just hard to digest all of this. Every one of these are as a child that has died, meant something to somebody, and it's just a great, very peaceful place.
I think of this place as a place for people to come and heal.
The fact that this stuff is here, the angels, the trinkets, it just shows that people are frequenting the memorial, and it's serving its purpose. It's helping people cope and have hope.